Are you looking for answers to important decisions that you have to make? My name is Laura. My husband is behind the camera. Watch this video until the end to learn how 190 Vision could potentially help you with guidance. Guidance. Many individuals have reached out to us for guidance on different things. It could be buying a house, getting a new job, help with a relationship, different kinds of things.
How to deal with their kids.
Yes, how to deal with their kids. Indeed, indeed.
How to prepare before a meeting, like a business meeting.
Yes,
right?
Or a job interview.
That's correct.
Help with knowing what specialist you might need to go see.
Oh, even help as far as surgery. You're right. Like
Yes.
preparing for surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely we've had those. Wow, I forgot about those.
There's been a lot of guidance over the years.
Yep.
My husband usually doesn't recall the guidance because he just relays exactly what the message is, and then we give it to you.
Okay.
What else should individuals know about guidance, hon?
Well, first of all, guidance comes directly from the spiritual realm. And what individuals might find interesting is that most guidance comes from either their loved ones or from their spirit guides. And that's pretty much where it comes from. Now, you may choose to believe that it comes from Jesus or Buddha, which it might have, and we'll let you know if it comes from one of the ascended masters. But I've seen in many cases where the guidance comes unexpectedly, because I don't expect them to show up, from a departed loved one, like a grandmother or a father, a parent of some kind, right?
Indeed.
We've seen that happen so many times. Next thing is this, guidance is pretty much that. You will decide if you want to follow it, okay? Nobody will get mad at you if you don't follow the guidance. However, keep in mind that when you're given guidance, whomever gave you that guidance, they see a much bigger picture of your life and what you should be accomplishing at the optimal level. So what they give you is what they see as your best option at that time.
Yes.
In many cases, it doesn't make sense to the individual. As a matter of fact, I don't recall someone ever getting guidance where it makes sense to them initially, or that they even accepted initially.
Right.
What's your recall of that?
No, that's actually very accurate. Most people are like, really? I shouldn't do that? Or I should be doing that? And you can find examples of this in the testimonials that we have on our website, 190vision.com, or even here on YouTube.
Right? And we've had individuals that got this, they felt disappointed,
Yes.
right? Because the guidance was not what they wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had individuals that actually stopped contacting us after they received certain guidance. Like, well, that's disappointing. They wouldn't hear from them again at all, right?
Yes.
Just know that it's not us. It's not our personal opinion. And whether or not you follow, we don't get upset at you because we know that it's not us that's telling you that. It comes directly from the spiritual realm.
And many individuals have tried to, once they've heard the guidance and they may not like it or agree with it, then they try to say, well, I didn't tell you this part of the story, or I didn't tell you that. It doesn't matter because, again, your loved ones or spirit guides or whoever is coming through sees the bigger picture. So even though you told us to ask this one question, it doesn't matter if you add on more to that question. The guidance remains the same generally.
Unless if the question that they ask wasn't a very good question. And so that's why now we've learned from that.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when in the past where people would ask, someone would ask a question, and then we find out later after they got the guidance that really wasn't the question that they wanted to ask.
Right.
So now,
Or it was too vague. The information we were
That's
given
correct.
was too vague, so the question was answered in a very general way.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we have had that happen.
so now, don't be surprised if we go back and ask you for even more specific information.
Correct.
You know, as a matter of fact, when someone asks for help with, for example, buying a house, what do we do normally?
We ask them to send us the address of the home.
Once we know that they're supposed to buy a house.
Oh yes, that's the very first question that's asked.
Right.
Should they be buying a home?
Right, because people will come and say, I want to buy this house, should I buy it? When I go, hold on.
What makes you think you should buy a home?
Exactly. Let's just find out, first of all, if you should even buy a home right now.
Right.
So that's the first question we ask. And then if the answer is yes, then we ask them to send us a list of the homes that they're looking or thinking about purchasing. And then from there, they're told or they're guided as to which one they should purchase.
And sometimes it might just be, well, I'm thinking I want to move to this place or this state or to another country. Well, you know, again, once you've given that information that yes, it's okay for you to move, now let's find out what area you're supposed to move to.
That's correct. Relationships, something similar. People ask, should I be dating this person? Should I break off the relationship with this individual? We go and we get the guidance on that. We deliver that to them. Again,
Indeed.
it's guidance for you. It's not a personal opinion. We don't know the individual that you're dating or that you want to break up with or you're married to. And we don't have to get details.
Right.
You don't have to tell us what the relationship is like.
Don't need to know too many
As
details.
a matter of fact, the less that I know, the better it is for me. And again, oh, by the way, you could tell my wife anything you want. If you feel that you want to give the details, give it to my wife. I promise you she doesn't give it to me.
I don't.
You know, it's like on our website where we have the privacy policy. There's a privacy policy between you and my wife where she doesn't share with me what you share with her.
I don't share with anybody. I just record it and put it in your file.
Right.
That way, if work is done and my husband says, okay, this is what I got. Will you please confirm this with this individual? Well, instead of me having to go and contact you, I've got it right there.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
that's very helpful, actually.
That's how that works.
And we've also had instances for jobs. I was going to make sure we bring up about jobs where someone has asked, is it good for me to seek another job or employment at another place?
Oh.
And then once they've gotten the yes, go ahead, then they send listings of the different jobs and positions that they apply for. And they're guided as to which would be the most beneficial for them to go after.
So we've had many different cases of guidance, including
Yes.
working with students, classes they should be taking, including our own kids, right?
Yes.
What classes they should take next, if they should be taking the AP exam and when, or what's that, ACT
Right.
exam and when, things like that. So,
Or even with our daughters, should she play the violin or
Oh,
continue
right.
with piano? That one shocked us, but okay.
And that's a wonderful one to bring up because a lot of us parents, we want to push our kids to do things, especially things that we enjoyed when we were younger as kids.
Yes.
And as we learned, because you were more into music than I was, and I was more into sports, but as we learned, she wasn't supposed to, it wasn't beneficial for her to play violin. Even though she
Right.
did it for that whole time, just to please us. So those are things we have to be careful with our kids. Not just, and I say parents on a whole, not just us as
Right,
parents.
not just us. All parents.
And so by checking, when you're told or you're guided, okay, yes, it's fine for them to do it, or you say, no, don't let them do it, then it's up to you to follow the guidance because, again, think about it as whomever is guiding you, they have your best interest in mind.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Hopefully this has helped you to understand more about guidance. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Join the Facebook group 190 Vision to connect with others on the same journey. Get help by visiting our website 190vision.com. Support the 190 Vision mission by clicking on the donate button, which is at the bottom of each page of our website.